Okay, we're going to call the meeting to order. Roll call, please. City Council.
City Council Authority Members Johnson.
Present.
Mann.
Present.
Smith. Vice Chairman, Vice Mayor, Vice Chairman Christ.
Present.
Mayor Chairman Paris. We have a quorum.
Motion to excuse our Mayor Paris.
Second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, so ordered. Housing Authority. We don't have enough for Housing Authority,
That's correct.
so we're not going to do anything on the Housing Authority. The invocation. Pastor Matt Dumas. Matt?
Let's pray. Dear Lord, I just am amazed that we are here in a city council chamber with the ability to call on your name. Lord, I thank you for the freedom that we have to do that here in this city. Father, I thank you for that freedom that we have in this country to worship you. And Father, I pray that as these men and women conduct business that affects the day-to-day lives of many citizens here, that, Father, you would give them incredible wisdom. Father, that you give them a sensitivity to your Spirit's leading, and that, Father, that your kingdom might be spread here in the Antelope Valley. Lord, I thank you for the love that you have shown to us through your Son, Jesus. And I pray that, Father, you give us just eyes to see, ears to hear, and a heart to understand the way that you move through your creation here. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Matt. Sabrina, will you do the pledge for us, please? Will you introduce yourself? Yes.
Hi, my name is Sabrina Reinhardt, and I'm the 2014 Teen Miss Rodeo California. I guess I'm going to do the pledge for you guys. If you guys will please stand and place your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
We're going to take a moment of silence for the victims of the UC Santa Barbara shooting tragedy. So just take a minute to think about them. Thank you. Presentations. Mark?
If I could ask our city clerk, Jerry Bryan, to come up. And I'm going to turn my back and address the audience, if that's okay.
Please.
This is a somewhat sad occasion.
See?
And I'm quite honestly a little nervous because I've worked with Jerry for 11 years, and it's hard to imagine City Hall without her. Not just the exemplary job she does. She's a joy to be around. A lot of people start public service, and they enter with idealism, and they leave jaded. And that's sad. Lesser people learn that it's easier to just be a bureaucrat and say no, and you don't get in trouble. And we watch out for that at our city, and we guard against that. But Jerry is the poster child for idealism and service to the public. Stats. She's been in the profession 25 years. She has been with the City of Lancaster 11, and in 2013 she was awarded the City Clerk Award of Distinction by the City Clerks Association of California. Those are just the facts. That doesn't talk about the impact. There are literally hundreds of people in Lancaster whose view of local government is better because of Jerry's helpful nature of going out of the way to explain something. And that's a huge deal. There's a young city council member who she helped work through the process. He's going to do great things in his life, and his view of city government is better, and it's been shaped by Jerry. She's a kind and caring person. David Paul can attest to that. The last day, an hour before his signatures needed to be in, he rushed in, he gave her, and she noticed that he wasn't looking or feeling very well. She made him sit down, got him food, got him water. She also made him go out and get the last signature, but that was her job. I'm impressed that no matter what she's had to endure, she has kept her idealism, her caring nature. We're going to miss her spirit, her sense of humor, her quick wit. She's the best person at City Hall by far at putting Jason and I in our place, and I know everyone else is going to miss that. She's a bright light for the city of Lancaster. We will continue in the city clerk's office. Britt and Linda will do an amazing job, but it's going to be very difficult to replace Jerry as a person and as a bright light in Lancaster. So it's with happiness for you and sadness for the rest of us that we present you with this plaque in honor. There you go.
Speech.
We could make it a filibuster. No, it's been incredible. These past 11 years here. The minute I walked through the doors of Lancaster City Hall, I knew I was home. This is a great place to work for. City employees are above all others, and they really rock. They have never met so many hard-working people as I have at the City of Lancaster. I'm going to miss you. Some of you I will keep in touch with you, I know, and whether it's through social media or just giving a call and going to lunch now and then. And as for councils, I worked with several councils and several mayors, and they've all been great. And I truly
Vice
can
mayors.
say, and vice mayors, and you're all wonderful. You truly are. It's been great to work with all of you, and Mark and Jason. Yeah, I better not say anything more there, but thank you all very much. It's truly been an honor to be with the City of Lancaster, and I'll take away memories I'll never, ever forget. Thank you.
I'm going to call this.
I believe we have Lisa Moulton here who has something for Jerry. And then after that, we'd like the council to come down for a picture as well.
Well, Jerry, on behalf of the California State Legislature and Senator Steve Knight, I have a certificate to present to you to thank you for your 11 years of service. And I just want to thank you personally just for your smile. And I mean that. Every time I've ever come in here, if I've had a question or anything, you've always had that smile. And I've so appreciated it. Your work with youth and government was wonderful, and you are not going to be easily replaced by any means. So thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.
Come on in. Over here? Over here?
No.
There we go. Forward, just there you go.
Forward.
That's good. Perfect. Push your legs out here.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Oh, we got one more. Wait, one more.
Looks like you're out there.
It is.
Oh, it is?
Thank you.
I hadn't really planned on being here. I thought I'd do this at the end, but I would like to say this. It is with regret that I see Jerry Bright's career as a Lancaster City Clerk come to an end. She has served Lancaster well and has at all times been very professional. She will be missed. Thank you, Jerry.
And if everyone understood the trials and tribulations she goes through during election season, she's not the most popular person, but she should be. So thank you from the City Council and everybody. Thank you very much. Evelyn Vasquez. Evelyn, bring the family down. Our SOAR Student of the Month. She has quite a list. Bring the family down. She is AV Press Future Leader, 4.0 Academic Achievements Award, Science Olympiad medals for 11th and 12th grade, the Speech Contest second place, 11th grade, Law Day Speech Contest semifinalists, 10th and 11th, Lions Club, Dr. Fisher's Scholarship, the Foundation of Hispanic Scholarships, the Junior Honor Guard. You've done a lot. Congratulations. And one of my favorite times as a councilman is to give Mayor Paris's money away. So he would like to give you $1,000 and say thank you. Bryce Redmond. Bryce?
Marv, I think we missed a picture opportunity, too, for the young lady in the back.
Absolutely.
You're welcome.
Evelyn. You're not getting enough about it. Okay. Is Trent here? Okay. We'll come back to these two. City Manager, any items to be removed?
No, sir.
I'm going to move
The next item on the list was the Housing Authority actions, but given that we don't have a quorum, we can't take any action on approval of the minutes.
CA1. I'm going to move that up front. That's the update, 4th of July, Thunder on the Lot. So, Mr. Fuller, would you like to introduce your team and do that for us, please?
So look at that, it's right there. Yeah, thank you for having us today. We've got a lot of exciting things going on at the fairgrounds we want to talk about tonight over the next 2-3 hours. We'd like to give that presentation. But we have a few people with us today. Ron Emar's joining us as a member of the Board of Directors of the Antelope Valley Fair and founder of the Children's Charities of the Antelope Valley, and he's going to talk to us about Thunder on the Lot. Marco Johnson, who's the director for the Antelope Valley Fair, is then going to talk to us about the Jazz Festival. And then we got Johnny Zammerslaw is going to talk to us about the PBR and the 4th of July and fireworks. They're going to be taking place on the 4th of July. And then myself, I'm Tim Fuller, and I'm president this year of the Antelope Valley Fair Association, and talk a little bit about the fair. So with that, I'd like to bring up Ron Emart.
Welcome, Ron.
Thank you, Vice Mayor, Council. Well, you know, I think Marvin was there 20 years ago when we started Thunder on the Lot. But one of the best things we did was when we moved here. Did I get it right? He said, click right. There we go. Oh, look at that. So this is the 20th year of Thunder on the Lot. Over the 20 years, started in Palmdale at a car lot, moved on to a city park, and 8 years ago we moved it to the Antelope Valley Fairgrounds at the invitation of Dan Jacobs. Has it worked for us? We moved it in a real down economy, and we were able to maintain donations to the local charities. There's about 35 of the charities that we've worked with over the years, so average of about 25 at Thunder. If we go, there it is. It's coming up, part of it. Okay, well this year, being the 20th, we've teamed up once again with the City of Lancaster. We are going to have a little surprise. Come the 6th, Friday night, we're going to have a cruise here on Lancaster Boulevard with the classic cars, motorcycles, and et cetera, and we've invited a lot of the public just to generate some business on that. But our main object of this, again, is always, look at there, a Gary Van Dam car. Surprise, right? But we draw about, we're looking at probably 500 cars this year and about 3,000 or 4,000 motorcycles. Our entertainment is the count from Counting Cars from the History Channel. Very interesting guy. And local music. And on Sunday we got the LA cast of Beatlemania. So it'll be an interesting day. Plus we've got another 15 bands that'll play through the 2 days. Car show. Let's see what else we've got here. Big bike show. Fill it up. As of yesterday, we didn't have mud bogging, but today we have it. The guys came up and showed up. And also we have live music going down. We also, there we are. This year, Judge Jackson's back. Of course, the Count 77 Beatlemania. We also have, I don't know if you've been to drifting or not, but we've developed one of the largest and most attended drifting by amateurs and pros that are free in Southern California. The other entertainment will be, we have probably about 100 vendors, but the key to all this is all the charities are there. So you can come in and see exactly what they do. And this couldn't happen without our partnership with the Antelope Valley Fair and Lancaster City, so we thank you. 20 years, and today I think we committed to 5 more. And actually, my wife did it, so it's not me this time. Kids' charities are very proud to be part of this valley and very proud to partner with the fair and city council and everything that happens. So thank you very much. And
Ron, tell us about the opportunity tickets that you can
talk
purchase.
about that. Well, actually, one of the things I have to tell you, the community is, what a great community, because all the money that we raise through our raffle, which is legal, by the way, because we're registered with the state of California. We have a 2014 Street Glide, a little custom Honda that we've redone and painted and made all fun. The kids love it. A big spa setup. It goes on. Art from a famous artist. Everything is donated. So every dime we raise with it goes to the charities. Now, we've donated, if it's on here, it's $3.6 million, but actually it's $3.8 million with Thunder on the Lot year to date. And it never was meant to be a fundraiser. It started out to be an awareness for child abuse, et cetera, and the plight of our children in the Antelope Valley. It ended up, because of the great support of the community, a lot of the people sitting in this room have helped us, et cetera, and it's just become a community event. And I think Marvin coined this one time when we were doing Relay for Life. It's a community coming together, and it really is. It's just a wonderful, wonderful time. But you can probably buy one of those tickets anywhere in the Antelope Valley, because I have distributed a few out. So the object of it is, this year our goal is we'd like to donate about $250,000 to local charities and break the $4 million mark.
So, Ron, when those people buy the tickets, they can buy them at Harley-Davidson?
Harley-Davidson or almost any of the charities.
And if they do go to the fairgrounds, they can buy them there?
Can buy them there. We usually sell about 300 of them a day. Credit card, checks.
And then that money goes into a pot, and then that pot is divvied up amongst the
kids'
charities?
Well, it's a participation thing. The charities are actually the one that drive it. They come in and help us sell the tickets, and then we'll sit down as a board of directors, and we take their requests, and we try to fill the requests of everybody we can.
So tell us about some of the charities. So like
I
Saddle Up?
knew you were going to ask me that. Well, the one nice part about it is a lot of the charities that have came to us, like Saddle Up was brand new when it started, and they now service at least 90 kids a month who are severely handicapped, and they use horses to actually interact. And we find that a lot of them go through this program. They end up in the MOVE program and these different apparatuses that will allow them to go to school and et cetera. So many of them improve. Dr. Buckley, a local orthodontist's daughter, was the first patient, and she just graduated from high school at 21 years old, but when I met her, she couldn't move, and now she has about a 40-word vocabulary. So we've seen many great things happen, and we got Royal Kid Camps. We've donated to scholarships from the college. One of our newer recipients would be the University of Antelope Valley. But it's just to bring education and to help these kids to break the mold of child abuse. Grace Resources comes in, we help them feed the kids at the holiday times, etc. And it's, again, just community-based. Anything else that I've missed? Marvin's been involved with me with it for years. So.
No, you've done a great job. I think that, building it for the entire community, you've got 28 established charities. I think you donate to 35 total.
Yeah.
You've raised $3.6 million. You're just...
Well, he was there. But, and we're branching out. We do other events in the Antelope Valley, and we're starting to teach other groups how to put their events on and raise money for the local charities. We're still kid-based in general. So.
But you do Boys and Girls Club. You do other events like that. So you do the entire spectrum of, Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts.
The kids' charities has recently gotten into some more of the veteran events, et cetera, which are very important because a lot of these events have kids who need some help. So, it's pretty much as we see, we try to.
So, Ron, on behalf of the city, thank you to you and your wife for keeping this going for 20 years. I know it's a struggle every year, but, we thank you and we appreciate it.
Well, it's a struggle, but it's an enjoyable struggle. So thank you for your partnership and thank the community.
Thank you. And remind us again.
You be here on the boulevard on Friday the 6th for a little bit of a treat because...
Have you told the captain what you're doing?
Well, he's going to be in it. I'm going to take the mufflers off his new bike. No, it's going to be the optional first open header cruise, which means it'll be a little noisy, but a lot of the big custom cars will come out that normally you don't see on display. And then we're going to be here for 2 hours, and they'll cruise the boulevard a couple of times. A little band will play at Beck's and just have an opening party for Thunder. And then on Saturday it opens at 2. There is a $10 charge on Saturday because we have a name band. And then on Sunday it's a free event.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
And happy 20th birthday.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ron. Good evening, council, staff, and the most beautiful councilwoman I've ever laid eyes on. Tonight I get the honor and privilege to discuss our upcoming jazz festival. I promised our city manager, Mark, that I would give the Evelyn Wood version of this presentation, so I'll try my best to stick to that. Last year we had an amazing inaugural event. It was beyond our wildest dreams. We actually sold the venue out. We were very excited to do that. And I think it clearly demonstrates, or we think it clearly demonstrates, that there is a demo here in our community that was waiting for this to happen. Some of the things that took place last year that we'll definitely bring back this year, we'll definitely bring back our premium wines and spirits. Last year, Portofino did an outstanding job. They were very excited to be there, and they were much more excited for the fact that we asked them to come back. So we're excited to do that. One of the things that really had a great sense of energy was our cigar lounge. The cigar lounge was not only popular for young men, but ladies enjoyed the vibe as well. In addition to that, we had opportunities for sponsors. They had private cabanas. It was so popular that we doubled in size this year. We went from 8 to 15 this year, and they're completely spoken for. So we're extremely excited about that. One of the requests we got last year was, how about having a local group, a local jazz group, open the event. So we reached out to a few different groups here in town, and the Herbie K. and Tony Capco Band jumped on the opportunity, and we're extremely excited that they'll be on the card this year. We've got a very young and hot upcoming John West. He's a young man that gave up a teaching career back east and decided to move west, and his name is actually fitting. But he's got a sultry sound, very young guy, very nice vibe and energy. This young lady, Jessie J, is an up-and-coming superstar in the smooth jazz arena. A little difficult on the eyes, but once you get past that, she's a pleasure to listen to. And then we've got a very, very special treat. We've got 3 of the top dogs when it comes to smooth jazz. Rick Braun, Peter White, and Huge Groove. All of these guys have decided this year to travel together, and they've formed a group, the Jazz Attack. So we're going to be very fortunate to see these guys on the stage at the same time, excuse me, and bringing an amazing show here to our community, which is exactly what we deserve and expect. Some of the things that are pertinent in terms of purchasing tickets, our general tickets go for $30 all the way up to $60 for our reserve seating. I believe at last count about a week ago we only had about 90 or 10% of our front reserve tickets available. So tickets are moving very nicely. In addition to that, we've increased seating and sponsorship. Last year we sold out at 1,400 seats, I believe. We've added another 450. So we are moving tickets nicely, and we're excited about that. Again, there are sponsorship opportunities. The sponsorship cabanas are a very exciting place to hang out, and there are also stage banner opportunities, and I believe those have been spoken for. But again, it goes to the commitment and the energy and that void in our community when it comes to jazz that hasn't been scratched. One of the things I'm excited about is we're going to bring a little different vibe, and it's worked throughout the country, jazz and blues and barbecue festivals. So there'll be a plethora of barbecue vendors there, all the way from Southern style to West Coast style to Midwest style. So we're really excited about that. And then my wife promised, or made me promise, that if she were going to host again this year, that we'd have to have a number of dessert options. So there will be a number of dessert options this year. Again, it's Father's Day weekend. It's that Saturday. It's a great opportunity to recognize dads and even moms who enjoy jazz. Again, last year was an awesome event. We're extremely excited about it coming back again, and the response and the vibe that we're getting from the community. So tickets can be purchased at the fairgrounds or at avfair.com. And again, we'd love for you to spread the word. And if anyone would like any questions, feel free to hit me up or go on the website, and all the information is there.
Marco, you moved the stage this year.
We did. We rearranged the stage so that we could have more opportunities for the sponsor cabanas. We doubled in size. Then it also gave us the opportunity to increase our seating capacity. Again, we added about another 400, 450 seats. And again, ticket sales are moving briskly, and we're excited about that.
You sold out last year?
We did sell out. We sold out with about 3 weeks before the show took place. If we continue the pace we're moving now, we'll hit it again.
Great event. Great event. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And you are the most beautiful councilwoman I've ever laid eyes on.
See you at home, honey. He's a keeper. So are you, sir.
Hammerslow here to talk to you a little bit about the 4th of July. Mr. Vice Mayor, members of council, city manager, and staff, distinguished guests, my pleasure to have this opportunity to talk to you a little bit about what we do on the 4th of July as a showdown rodeo, along with Antelope Valley Fair and, of course, your city of Lancaster. It's turned into be a great event. I do spend a lot of my time correcting everyone. This is not a rodeo. This is a PBR. Rodeo comes in October, where we have 7 events. This is just bulls. So I'm going to show you a couple pictures, talk to you a little bit
Can you
about...
be more specific, Johnny? I didn't hear it. It's bull?
Just bull. First part of the bull starts right now. Obviously, the 4th of July this year is on a Friday. We start off with the PBR, which is the bull riding. We end up with, unquestionably, the most awesome fireworks in Southern California, bar none. I've seen a lot of them, including at the Hollywood Bowl. These are great. A little bit of bull riding going on. There's one of my favorites, Audrey's Pet. That bull will be back this year. Had a little time off. He jerked the leg a bit, but one raised here in Zammerslaw Ranch will be back. Hasn't been rode yet. Mike Lee, out of Decatur, Texas, world champion, a bull rider, gold buckle winner. He'll be back with us this year. Unless he gets injured, we wouldn't be able to beat him away. He won the money last year, won a little money the year before. So he'll be here calling on sponsors. He'll be here in time for the July 1st Tuesday press conference, and he'll be out telling people about the great event. Part of the great event is the Auto Mall, Lancaster Auto Mall, that sponsors the fireworks along with, of course, the city of Lancaster. So we'll have Mike and our announcer over at the mall. We always have tickets that we give to the 5 dealerships. So people come in and drive a pickup. It's what we advertise. You can get a free ticket. It's getting more popular to get a ticket these days because it's been standing room only for the last 3 years. Jacob Nelson, this is a guy that started out when he was about that big. He looked right at my belt buckle, and he's started off singing the national anthem. He's grown a lot. Small world it is. Didn't think at one time that his mother, Shauna Nelson, who is with us tonight, would be on our committee. She also runs our website, and God only knows she takes a lot of pictures. So if you see her with a camera and you don't want to get a picture, you need to run because she gets a lot of pictures. The great thing about Shauna is before you get home and have a chance to pull on your computer and pull up Facebook, she's got you already up there. It's also interesting that the father of this young man is now our commander here at the local station. Who would have known all those years back? There he is, strumming a guitar, which in the last few years he's done a little bit to improve not only his singing, but his guitar playing. Who would have ever thought a guy singing the Star Spangled Banner would also end up leading a band, quite popular all around town. We'll be using them for the 4th of July. There'll be music prior to the 4th when the gates open. The bull riding starts at 7. Fireworks are usually around 9:15. They're usually about 30 minutes. And then there'll be music afterwards, which is more pleasant this year because 4th of July is Friday. Saturday is a good day to be able to stay home, stay out Friday night, dance, maybe have an adult beverage or two, be safe driving home, but enjoy some Jake and the Tone Wranglers that'll be playing there. There he is, walking down the street. He's on his way. You know, we use a lot of volunteers, a lot of young ladies, including Sabrina, Junior Miss Rodeo California, will be carrying sponsor flags. This particular American flag is on horseback, which you'll see at a lot of our shows. Probably the best event opening that I like, and we hope to pull it off again this year if it's not too windy, and I hate to use that word, but a little breezy. We're going to be jumping in from above. Nothing better than American flag coming down from a parachuter, landing in the arena. Don't always hit the arena, but we're going to try real hard. So, hot, 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 Lancaster Auto Mall, best darn fireworks show in this part of Southern California. And we know you'll enjoy it. We thank you for participating. Great, great fireworks show. Doesn't do it justice in these great pictures. You got to almost be there, but it'll be great. Tickets start at $5, so you can afford to come. They go all the way up to $20, and then there's limited gold buckles at $25 for a box each. It's a great show. Great
And
bull riding.
gold buckles, Johnny, be more specific on the gold buckles.
Those are the box seats.
box
You've got to get
seats.
6 of them. We sell them at 6 for $150. Great seating. You can occasionally get a little mud kicked in your direction, and you can smell the good bulls that are fresh out there. So I don't know yet whether we'll have a councilwoman on horseback, but it's sort of been the routine the last year or so, and we hope to do that again.
I heard she did that last year.
She did do that last year. She was awesome.
Thank you. Thanks to you, Johnny. That was wonderful.
We'll try to do it again, hopefully. And, of course, Marvin, if you'd like to come out, I offered the mayor one time to ride a bull, but he hasn't. But obviously, we'd make the same offer to the vice mayor to come out and get on a bull.
To ride a bull?
Yeah. The opening act right after the flag salute, by popular demand, we have some young kids. They're junior riders. They start off on sheep, mutton busting, ride some little calves, and they get steers. They work their way up. That's always a crowd pleaser. It shows us a little bit of where the cowboys and cowgirls come from. Sabrina, are you still here? My committee, again, Shauna's here. Tom Fuller from Hunter Dodge. And back in the back is Susan Grantham. And I'd like to add a little bit from our junior miss to cap it off with any questions. Please.
The California Circuit Finals is held in October on the 18th and 19th. No, 17th and 18th. I got that. Thank you. Where the California pageant is also going to be in conjunction with that rodeo, so it should be a lot of fun because the best of the California cowgirls will be there competing for the title of Miss Rodeo California. It's supposed to be really fun, and I'm excited to go because it'll be like my 3rd year there. Rodeo is a lot different than PBR, everybody. Let's get that right. PBR, Professional Bull Riding. PRCA, Professional Cowboys Association. Yeah.
This is our first year to have, we're very proud to have the Miss Rodeo California pageant right here in California.
Yep.
Any questions?
Thank you. Again, tell us about tickets, where they can pick them up. Talking to the mic, Johnny.
The easiest thing, Marvin, is to do it online, right to the fairgrounds. That's probably the quickest way.
And it's my understanding that they're working on fixing the parking over the last 3 or 4 years, so we're working on that so there's a better ingress and egress to the fairgrounds and off of the fairgrounds, which will have priority parking. And there are food vendors. There'll be more food vendors, and the lines will be less because of that.
You were at the same meeting I was. All those things are being worked on diligently to be improved. We can never be too good at them. Always need more food, more beverage, better way, quicker way to get in, and a better way and quicker way to get out. Encourage you to come early. The gates open at 4, and hopefully with a little music and a Saturday right afterwards. The people won't be in the big rush to get out. Wander over to the cantina, listen to Jake, cool your heels, and take in a good time. Again, it'll be a great event. Hopefully the weather will be good. Can't be any better than seeing our American flag come in from up above.
It's a great family event.
Thanks for allowing us
Thank
to be
you.
here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And last but not least, Johnny really humbly was mentioning the California Circuit Finals that take place in October, but I want to point out what an honor that is for a city like Lancaster to actually be able to host the California Circuit Finals. Everybody, all the cities that are in competition, the large venues that could be given to, were all turned down in favor of the Antelope Valley Fairgrounds, City of Lancaster, and it's because of the hard work of Johnny and his committee, and I think that's worth a round of applause for those guys. But 4th of July is the PBR, and we don't want to get those confused. And I'm actually here to talk about the largest annual event in the Antelope Valley, and that is No Bull. So we need to move on to this year's fair, August 15th to the 24th, and this year's theme, Poultry in Motion. And the first question that always comes up is, who's in the concert series? We're really lucky because the Antelope Valley Fair Association was formed under a joint powers authority agreement with the City of Lancaster and the 50th District Agricultural Association, which really is the driving force behind making the Antelope Valley Fair a local tradition and locally controlled. But we get support from others throughout the entire Antelope Valley. And we're actually very lucky. Palmdale Auto Center, Auto Mall, is sponsoring again this year the concert series. And we have a number of genres that we're going to be represented. Classic pop, starting off with Kool and the Gang, and then with the Commodores. Then we go to alternative rock with Sublime, with Rome. Then we go to country, which is a big favorite in the Antelope Valley as well. And we have Montgomery Gentry and John Michael Montgomery. Classic rock with Leonard Skinner, and his opening band is still to be announced. R&B this year. And we've got the OJs coming in, along with Keith Sweat. Our Hispanic night, which is going to be on Sunday, and we have Espinosa Paz and El Coyote, or El Coyote Su Banda Tierra Santa, so to be complete. The arena events, which are popular as well with everybody, are going to be, once again, bringing back the figure 8 races. Monster trucks are going to be coming back as well. Rural Olympics, along with fireworks again this year. Demolition Derby, local people as well as those that compete throughout the state of California are going to be showing up. Less mud this year, hopefully. And some kind of new things that we're trying out this year during the intermissions and the arena events. We're going to be having dance cams this year. We're going to try that out, see how that works. So get your moves on. Marco's been practicing now for months, so I'm sure he and Sandra will be up there ready to do that. Kiss cam as well. So, yeah, you've been doing that too. Sandra said you haven't been. No, never mind. That's it. So just some ways to kind of break it up a little bit, get people to participate in the show. So we're looking forward to that. Antelope Valley Fair, is that a nose meter? That's a noise meter as well. Last year we introduced the Grand Oasis, which is sponsored by the Marco and Sandra Johnson Foundation, as a place to honor our sponsors, and this is what it looked like last year. That effort's been completed now. The roof's been put on it, a little bit more shade, a little bit more formal. It was a really great place, venue for people to hang out. That really is for some of our major sponsors. We're seeing a lot of people then visit the fair more often than perhaps they would have otherwise, and really building back that community spirit for supporting the fair and making it a place for everybody. And building on that theme, We're also bringing back, I don't know if those of you who've been around for a while knew the KTPI Country Corral was at the old fairgrounds. We're remaking it, only a little bit bigger and better, hopefully learning from the experience this year, expanding it again from next year, looking at creating sort of micro areas. In other words, places where people would say, look, I want to meet you at the Country Corral. I'd like to meet you at another place that would hopefully come next year, or the Grand Oasis, so that the fair becomes their own. It becomes part of the community. It becomes yours. And so we're getting into the Country Corral. We have great support from KTPI. They're going to be our major sponsor. We're working with other sponsors as well. So look for that. One thing that I know is when you get the cowgirls out doing the line dancing, the cowboys do come. If you build it, they will be there. And so there's going to be a bar there as well. And it's in the construction phases right now, but please come and visit us. It's going to be a lot of fun. The other thing is that in the grandstands itself, we've been told, hey, you know, we need access to shorter lines to be able to get our beers or our soft drinks, or as Johnny Zammerslaw would say, my adult beverage, please. And so you can see we've added a couple of new bars, one for the Gold Circuit tickets, which are the upfront tickets in the right in front of the stage. There's going to be one there. And then on the west side as well, very expanded bar area to make it a lot easier to get in and out, and also to be able to actually see the stage and the arena events while you're standing in line. So we're pretty excited about that, and that is taking place as well. Most of the events during the fair are actually included with the price of admission, so your concerts, for example, but there are a couple of arena events and the Hispanic night where you do need a ticket to get into the actual arena. And so in years past, we've had people who actually had to leave the fairgrounds, go to the ticket booth, pick up a ticket, come back in, which made it extremely inconvenient. So there'll be a ticket booth for those who would like to decide at the last minute that they'd like to join in on the festivities. They can get their ticket right there. So we've really been listening to the crowd, listening to our public, and what it is that they say they would like to see, how it is they want to make the fair theirs, and where their happy place is at the Antelope Valley Fair, and trying to accommodate that to the extent that we can. In-seat concessions as well during the arena events, so you don't have to leave your seat to be able to get things like popcorn and beverages, cotton candy, and we'll see then how that goes and whether that needs to be expanded. So we're looking forward to a lot of really great activities that are coming up starting right now, big events that are happening at the fairgrounds. We really do want people to be looking at the Antelope Valley Fair each weekend as a place to go. And if you look, there's sometimes 3 or 4 activities that are taking place all the time out there, especially on the weekends. But in this case, we have some really large events that are coming up. June 7th and 8th, come on out, see us at Thunder at the Lot. Great event, great charities. On June 14th, we have our 2nd annual Jazz Festival. We're hoping to sell out on that as well. Very excited about that event. It's turned out to be much even bigger than we envisioned it to be last year when we had our first annual. Followed by July 4th with a partnership with the City of Lancaster has become incredible. You know, when your problem is being able to handle all the people that go into a place, that's a darn good problem to have. So, you know, we're really proud of that, working with the Lancaster Auto Mall as well, but certainly the City of Lancaster, Showdown Roadie Committee. It's just, everything is really top-notch, great people to work with, and it's really been just a wonderful partnership, and it's become really a wonderful event for us every year. So we're looking forward to that. And finally, the Antelope Valley Fair and Alfalfa Festival, August 15th through 24th. Come on out, be with us on Poultry in Motion. So with that, if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Do you have any special dates, like figure 8 races? It's a 1 gate pay.
Figure 8 is 1 gate. Yeah, we actually figure 8 is that one. Monster trucks is a pay, and Rural Olympics, yeah, I think are the only ones.
What about the carnival? Wristbands?
Do I have the dates for those? No, I'm sorry, I don't have them available right now. Yeah, but there will be wristband days as you've grown accustomed to, where you can bring the kids in, and for one charge you can use as many of the rides as you want. The thing that I would suggest is stay tuned. If you're on Facebook, look at the Facebook page for the Antelope Valley Fair. They're always updating, telling you what's going on. The site itself, for all the tickets for each of the events that we mentioned tonight, www.avfair.com is really the best place to go. You can get all the tickets for that. And then as closer that we get to the event, Thunder Lot, for example, will be on there now, but as we get closer to the fair, it's going to give you a lot more information. Tickets are on sale now for all the events at the Antelope Valley Fair. So you can go on, you can get those now. Later on will be the carnival days and wristbands, et cetera. And there is a pre-admission price. Normally, the admission price on the day of the event's $10 to get in. We have once again partnered with Grace Resources to sell a $6 admission tickets, of which Grace Resources receives $1 of every ticket sold. Our goal is to sell 80,000 tickets pre-sale, and to be able to give $80,000 to Grace Resources. It's become a good source of revenue for them, and it supports the homeless. Those who are the most needy in our community. We also give out tickets to a lot of different needy organizations. So the fair does give back, and it is a community-run organization. It's nonprofit, so we're not keeping the money for our own aggrandizement. There are over 1,000 volunteers that work to put on the fair every year. 1,000 people. And then in addition to that, all the board members are all volunteer time. My time is volunteer, as yours is as well, Mr. Christ, is on the Joint Powers Authority. I neglected to mention that Johnny Zammerslaw is also on the Joint Powers Authority. So people that are really love the community and want to give back are involved at so many different levels that you really could not be done without everybody's hard work and the volunteer spirit that really drives the Antelope Valley, in my opinion.
Would you like to introduce your board members that are here?
Well, we've introduced Marco, and then we have Sandy Smith, who's here as well, who just showed up. Antelope Valley Fair Association, she's a member of the Board of Directors, and also on the member of the Board of Directors of the 50th District Agricultural Association, and also on the Board of Directors of, is a member of the Joint Powers Authority. So Sandy's got 3 different hats that she wears, and there's no other board members, right? Yeah,
Great presentation. Learned a lot.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Any other questions?
No, just great work, all of you guys, and you can tell that we have been listening to the community, their needs, and areas that they feel that they could enjoy more of these events, and it's exciting to see this and see how it works out. And you guys did a really, really wonderful presentation overall.
Well, thank you. It's exciting to be on that on the board. It really honestly is, and what makes it so exciting is the people we work with all have common interest.
Right.
And it really is trying to make the best use of that facility. It's a really nice facility that we have in the Antelope Valley. We have great support from the city of Lancaster. We have great staff. We have, like I was saying, over 1,000 volunteers. I can't really imagine a better scenario for driving towards doing better and better every year, and that's certainly our goal. So thank you very much for your time. I do appreciate it.
If I may add, just to thank Ms. Ashley Clutter for putting together such a great PowerPoint presentation. Thank you, Ashley, very much for that.
Yeah. Any problems with the presentation were operator error, not because of the way
I think that's the first time we used your last name, married name, Clutter. All right. Officially married now. It's on record. Okay.
Bryce Redmond, are you here? Okay, Trent, you're up. Trent has been a member of our community for a long time, but he has given back to the community. He has been a manager at the Palmdale Walmart, and he supported the different charities that we all give to. So he's supported the Thunder on the Lots, the rodeos, the PBRs, the sheriffs, and all that. So it's time that Trent, he's getting promoted and moved on. Is it to Hemet? And to the Hemet area for upward promotability. But the community would like to thank you for what you've done and supported in this community, so we thank you very much. Let's move forward. We have a presentation on the Special Olympic World Games.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Chris and members of City Council. So good things continue to come to the Antelope Valley. Some of you may not have heard, or you may be aware, that in the year 2015, the Special Olympics World Games will come to the city of Los Angeles. It's going to be in July of 2015. This is a big event for Southern California, as essentially many of the countries are coming into Southern California and visiting our area. There's also the opportunity to have a torch run similar to what you would see in the Olympics, and it's actually coming through to the Antelope Valley, both through Lancaster and Palmdale. Some of the things that is also happening here in the Antelope Valley with our sister city, Palmdale, as well as in Santa Clarita, they're becoming host cities to host some of the athletes for Special Olympics. And we as staff started talking with the Special Olympic the Southern California Committee about also becoming a member of a host city and what that entails, and we're working out the planning process of that. One of the things that we asked them to do is to come and talk about what it means to be a host city and how we might be able to get involved with that. And so today we have Laura Mayo from the Special Olympics Southern California here to talk a little bit about that, and she's also brought a Special Olympic athlete here to say a few words as well.
Welcome, Laura.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm Laura Mayo. I'm the Regional Director for Santa Clarita Tri-Valley and oversee Antelope Valley. We're very excited about the World Games coming to LA. It's going to be as large as the '84 Olympics were in '84. So we're going to have over 7,000 athletes come to LA with 3,000 coaches. So they're going to take over UCLA and USC. It'll be 177 countries for 9 days. They'll be doing 25 events. We'll need 30,000 volunteers. We think that we'll have 5,000 honored guests and 500,000 spectators in 27 venues. That's a lot of people. So we're already soliciting volunteers. Actually, our summer games, which we have every year in Long Beach, this year we'll have at USC as a practice. We're inviting, I think it's 12 countries are flying in, and we're doing some practice events. So we're kind of doing practice things. So we're already bumping up and having some issues and having credential issues and doing some picture things and already finding out some things that'll be interesting. So that's fun. But the exciting thing for Lancaster is we're asking cities to be host towns. The athletes fly in and they need somewhere to go to get acclimated to California. We're looking for 100 host towns. We have about just under 50 have already signed up. Southern California is from San Luis Obispo all the way to San Diego. They fly in, they go through a healthy athlete check screening. If they need anything, glasses, shoes, anything, they get that done before they come out. They come out on the 21st on the evening. Then they'll be in town for 2 days, and then the next morning they will be bussed out. So it's really 3 days and 3 nights and 2 days that they'll be in town. In the mornings, we hope they'll train. In the afternoons, we hope that you'll give them some sort of cultural experience for your city. Each city that they belong to, each host town, will get its own website. We'll put your logo on the website. The country, you could get up to 3 countries because you'll get like 100 athletes and coaches. So obviously some countries are very small, so you may get up to 3 to make up your 100. Once you get your country assigned, your country will be looking at your website, and you guys will be able to communicate back and forth. Where I was going with that. But so you'll be able to put stuff on your website. The countries will be able to check out your websites. You'll also do a big kick-off announcement. We've done a few of those already. I think Palmdale's is scheduled for June 4th. Santa Clarita is having a hard time picking a date. So theirs will be in the next 3 weeks, I think. And that's just a time to, press opportunity. They give you a big flag for World Games, and you give them a proclamation, and it's the official kickoff of it. The good thing is that we're talking about a year from now, so there's plenty of opportunities to do press junkets and that sort of thing. This is a great opportunity. It's once in a lifetime. It's the first time it's ever been held in Southern California. So you've listened to me go on and on. Now, I get to introduce Eric Chan, who is one of our global messengers. He is an Antelope Valley athlete. They chose 15 global messengers, and he is one of our 15, and I believe this is his first official speech as one of our global for 15 for 15. So, Eric is on. When I talk, everybody kind of listens, but when the global messenger talks, everyone really listens. So, Eric, it's all yours.
Okay. Okay. Hi, Mayor. Hi, I'm Eric Chen. I'm one of the global messengers from Special Olympic. Our Antelope Valley is a great place to live. Do you know that we have been chosen a host town? In July of 2015, our city will be shared with 100 athletes and the coaches from other countries. The delegation will be coming to our cities for 3 days before they are due to compete in the 2015 Special Olympic World Games in Los Angeles. This will be an opportunity to make friends from around the world. When they arrive at LA International Airport, the visiting athletes will be taken to UCLA and USC for full medical exams. They will take part in the Healthy Athletes program. After a few hours to adjust to the new surroundings, the visiting delegation will be transported and stay here for a couple of days. The host town is responsible for hosting a delegation of 100 athletes and their coaches. Expenses such as hotel, meals, and entertainment must be covered by the host town. So we are encouraging our community members to participate in this special cultural event. I am looking forward to meeting lots of new people and sharing my American experience and excitement with them. After all, this will be the largest humanitarian and athletic event since the 1984 Summer Olympics, also held in LA. I'm here excited because I have been told that lots of these athletes have never been out of the countries, never traveled on an airplane, never been to a mall or water park. This is going to be an awesome experience for them and us as a host. I'm here to ask you to help Special Olympic to showcase Lancaster. We want to show our visitors the many cultures we have here. You can do by organizing a fundraiser to help to pay for transportations. You can host an evening or dinner and social activities. You can sponsor a pancake breakfast or host youth from our community to share a morning of fun activities with our guests. We are hoping to not only show our new friends a good time, but also experience something very special, our warm hospitality. The word is coming on you. Ladies and gentlemen, do you have any questions?
Eric, great job, first time. Great job.
No problem, Mayor.
So, can we get the information and take an overall look at it and make a decision?
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Eric, come back up to the podium. You're an athlete. What do you do?
I play bowling, golf, pretty much anything involved with me.
Great job. Great job. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay. We're not going to do any of the housing authority. We don't have a quorum for that. We'll go to the council minutes. No speaker cards for the council minutes. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Let's vote. Okay, let's vote. Motion carries 3-0.
Speaker cards.
Michael Reeves isn't here. I hope he's feeling better. No speaker cards on the consent calendar. I need a motion and a second.
I'll make a motion to accept the consent calendar as comprised.
Second.
Let's vote. Passes 3-0. PH1. We have no speaker cards. We have to open the public hearing on this. Okay. Real brief.
Yes, sir. Annually, staff prepares an engineer's report for the city council to determine the amount of the sewer service charge needed. We're not proposing any increases this year. Charge for a single-family residence this year is $78 per year. If approved, it'll be $78 for this next year. That concludes my report.
Thank you, sir.
That's good news, and it was quick.
Okay, we're going to close the public hearing. I need a motion and a second for resolution number 14-26.
I motion we adopt resolution number 14-26.
I second that.
A motion and a second. Let's vote. Motion carries 3-0. NB1. Mr. Bozian.
Vice Mayor, City Council, Mr. Gary Burgess has been a friend to the city and a champion for his neighborhood. We lost a great citizen when he passed away last February. To honor his memory, his friends and neighbors have petitioned us to co-name the street he lived on. This is what's before you tonight. The city manager and I wanted to say a few words regarding Gary before I concluded this report. Let me just start off by saying my staff knew Gary, and in fact this morning one of my secretaries seeing the report was just commenting what a nice guy Gary was. She remembered him for being a true gentleman. I can tell you that Gary Burgess was always kind, respectful, and understanding when working with city staff. I know that Gary fought to keep his neighborhood free from crime. I dealt with him on issues related to neighborhood pride. He and his wife Shirley lived in the Paiute neighborhood near Avenue H8 and 5th Street East. Gary wanted his neighborhood to be clean and well taken care of. What impressed me most about him was that he didn't complain. He was a man who was looking for solutions, and he would do his part. A lot of people would have just reported a problem and walked away, but Gary engaged his neighbors, asking them to take pride in their home, and he was there when work was needed to be done. What we want from the city, what he wanted from the city was for the city to be a partner. Gary is the kind of person we enjoyed supporting, and I think it would be appropriate to honor him and let his family and friends know that we appreciate people like Gary Burgess by co-naming Sandcroft Avenue with the additional street name of Burgess Way between Avenue H11 and H14. City Manager, Stetson.
Very briefly, that's what Gary did for his neighborhood, but his impact went far beyond his neighborhood. Quick story, in 2006 and 7, myself, Don Dowden, and others were tasked with making the city safer. We have miserable crime statistics, and we wanted to focus on Neighborhood Watch. My first meeting with Gary was he came to the counter, asked for the person in charge of public safety. So I went up there, and he started talking about Neighborhood Watch, and he asked me, what do you know about public safety? And I started to tell him, and he told me, no, you apparently don't know very much at all. And then he explained to me that what we were doing with Neighborhood Watch was we expected the neighbors to go out, get the people, print the flyers up, do all of the work. We were making it hard. And he said, why should I have to pay my $25 to do all this printing and do all the work when it's going to help everyone? And he was right. And we went back, and first off, we paid him because he wouldn't leave without $25. And then we changed our policy. And our program now is no roadblocks. And we went from 6 neighborhood watches, or 7, to 200.
Wow.
He had a great impact on public safety and a great impact on making this a better city. This is really an honor. I know he has some friends and family here. And we before you with this recommendation. Thank you.
Would the friends of the family like to say a few words? Come on up. Can he speak without filling out a speaker card? Come on down.
I was told I didn't have to fill out.
That's what Ken just told me.
He never listens sometimes.
Vice Mayor, Council, City members, thank you. My name's Ed Buer. I was a friend for Gary for 10 years. We worked Neighborhood Watch, and what Mark had said about his dedication to his neighborhood was 100%. He was also a volunteer on patrol for 9 years. He was also a veteran in the Air Force for 4 years. He lived on Sandcroft Avenue for 42 years. He went through the Paiute area. He got all the neighbors. He handed out handbills. He asked them to clean up the neighborhood. He came back to the city. He asked the city for help to get some of the vacant houses cleaned up. And I'll tell you, Gary was very, very detrimental into getting the crime rate down and getting the neighborhood back up. I walked through the neighborhood with a petition to get the name put on the sign. People love Gary. They were supposed to be here tonight. A lot of them work down below. Sorry to say, his wife is flying to West Virginia tonight. Gary's sister passed away this weekend, so she would have been here too. But it's an honor to be speaking about Gary tonight, and I hope this resolution passes for the sign. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed. Anyone else?
Vice Mayor Chris and council members, staff. My name is Gary Riley. I met Gary about 40 years ago, and I just met him. I didn't really know him at all. I happened to have a chance to be on the planning commission here over 30 years ago, and that was during the time when the city was really growing. I mean, our meetings would run for hours and hours and hours. Gary became proactive, I think, kind of behind the scenes, starting those years earlier. We didn't always agree, and oftentimes we disagreed. And I found over the years, when we were done with that, we became very good friends. I think it was well covered here what his contributions to the city have been, but you got to look back. I think his contributions have started, at least in my mind, 30 years ago, and they even started probably prior to that. I think your recognition of Burgess Way is a good reflection on the city in that they don't get wrapped up in all the big things that take place, that tie the city up in things that you really don't filter down and get down to the guy sitting next door, or the guy that's trying to get his drainage ditch cleaned up, or the one that's missing the curbs in the area, or has got those cars parked on the yards. And it's people like Gary that come down and, quote, get after the city, pester the city, push the city, which needs to be done many times because you guys have got a lot going. And when he's recognized like this, it'll give, I think, the members of the community, the insight that says, hey, if we're really unhappy, if we really want to get something done, it'll happen, and the city will listen. And I think, Mr. Neal, you covered it very, very well in trying to wrap up what Gary's contribution to the city have been. And I thank you for your time.
Gary, thank you. Thank you for what you've done for the city, too. Any more questions?
It would be my honor and the citizens of the city of Lancaster to be able to adopt resolution number 44-27. 14-27.
And I'm prideful to second that.
Okay, I think that's great. I don't think that it should be, or at least it should be noted that we don't take this lightly. Not everyone gets a street named after him. You have to be something special. And Gary truly was something special. He was something special at the sheriff's station, the community homes, the neighborhood watches. He is the one that at least I give credit for turning the city around. A lot of times during the election season, we take credit for it, but he is truly the one that started the ball rolling and would come up to us and, challenge us on graffiti removal. He would challenge us on why we can't do certain things. And he was always very respectful doing it. He didn't call us names. He didn't do things. He was just very respectful doing it. So we have a motion and a second for resolution 1427. Let's vote. Motion carries 3-0. Could I have you three come down and take a picture? We have a presentation for you. Let's go down. Come on down.
Before you start, would it be possible that when you dedicate the sign that you would be down there and we could get, in the paper and some of the...
Sure, we'll make that happen.
Yeah.
We'll make that happen.
Nice.
But for today, we want to thank you guys and for naming this Burgess Way, and thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Let's get a picture here.
Yeah. Get the pretty lady in front of us. There you go.
NB2, Public Works Construction Project. Robert, no speaker cards, real short.
Poor Robert.
That's the new cue.
The I appreciate that.
But he is letting you speak, though.
I actually do have some slides here. So. No. We have a $1.1 million project to do improvements around Valley View School. $450,000 comes out of our Safe Routes to School grant. We're excited about doing it. We're going to make some nice improvements. This is the condition today. There are no paved sidewalks to this school except right in front of the school. And children have to walk across the street because there are parents parked there, and we think we can do some improvements to make that a whole lot better. In fact, what we're going to do is widen Avenue, the south side of L8, and from 30th Street West to 40th Street West, construct new curb and gutter, meandering sidewalks. We're going to plant some 70 trees. We're going to expand the intersection to give more visibility and handle drainage. So our low bidder is a Lancaster firm, Granite Construction. They've done this kind of work before. We think they're a good firm. Also, one other thing I wanted to point out is that the city's partnered with Safe Moves, a group that will conduct bicycle and safety rodeos at the elementary school during this upcoming year to help teach kids bicycle safety, and we're putting bike lanes in. So that concludes my staff report.
So we're using a lot of other people's money. We're awarding it to a local contractor. We're creating jobs, and we're making our kids safer.
That's right.
Oh, good.
And promoting exercise.
Yeah. That's a home run, too, if you
Yes.
count that.
Good job.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
Okay, I need a motion.
I'll move that we award Public Works Construction Project 13-005 Valley View Elementary School pedestrian improvements.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Let's vote. Motion carries 3-0. NB3. No speaker cards. Vern,
Is that a quick one?
real short.
This item tonight is to ask your consideration of a contract between Clutter Motors and the City of Lancaster. Really, it's a pretty simple proposition. Mr. Clutter would like to invest $2 million in our town. He'd like to completely redo the Honda store that's in the existing auto mall, make a new Honda superstore, and then he wants to open another dealership, which would be called Antelope Valley Motorsports, and that'll include motorcycles and my favorite, watercraft. So this seems, when we heard it at staff level, we thought that was a pretty good idea, and we ought to make that happen. He also has to operate these facilities for a period of 20 years. Let me show you the site a little bit, because I think this is somewhat complex. Today he's here with the Honda store, Subaru's here, and then this is vacant. He's planning to move the existing Honda store to here temporarily while he tears this down and creates a new Honda Superstore, and then he'll move back into that for the Hondas, and then this will become Antelope Valley Motorsports. What the city is going to do in exchange for his commitment to operate these for 20 years is to start a construction project, kind of a streetscape. Think of it in a way similar to what was done in downtown Lancaster. It will improve the image of the Auto Mall off 10th Street West. It'll go from Auto Mall Drive to K8 and get the full street improvements that you see here. This is the Honda side. His business won't be quite as close as this is proposed, but that is where the new Honda store will go. And we think this is the first of a lot that you'll see in the Auto Mall. Matter of fact, the Auto Mall, as you can see, just could not be more involved in this community, and they've already indicated that they'd like to see this spread. Because if you look at what they've done with their businesses, and this is a good example, but the others, many have already made the renovations, It's just a real winner. And I invite anybody to drive through that auto mall and not tell me it's the, most active retail area we have in this town. So I don't see any reason why we shouldn't support this, and our recommendation would be to approve it if you'd like to.
So we're helping him improve the marketing ability through the roadways so our people that drive through can visually appreciate his cars and the entire auto mall better?
Yeah, that's an excellent point. This was done by David Sargent and Associates, and the watchword for the consultant was, the goal is to sell cars. What you'll also see, though, is we'll have traffic improvements. If you think of 12th Street West up by the Toyota dealership, that's really pretty dangerous to walk across. As much as we've seen in the downtown where they did the complete street, that'll be reduced, speeds will be reduced, and it'll really be a lot more walkable and pedestrian friendly. So this is kind of the same plan that you've previously approved and had great success with, and we think it makes sense in the animal.
And just so everybody knows, he currently employs 165 people and looking to go up to 200 with all these improvements, correct?
That's correct.
So again, creating more jobs, using the money, marketing it better. Okay.
And his goal and job is to sell cars, and
Right.
he sells cars.
Which
Sold a
gets
lot
us
of
the
cars.
sales tax,
Gets us
which,
the sales tax. He's way ahead on his sales tax note. So, yeah, just a win for everybody.
thank you, Vern. Any other questions?
No.
I need a motion and a second.
A motion we approve NB3.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Let's vote. Motion carries 3-0.
We should have gave Ricky a shovel, too, and told him to get started.
To the PBR.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Introduction of ordinance number 998. I have to, for at least my purposes, that Mr. Smith requested it be removed because he had a couple problems with it. But I think we can go ahead. Is that okay?
Yes.
I don't have a problem. Let's move forward.
Okay. Jocelyn?
Thank you. Good evening. The City Attorney's Office has been conducting a comprehensive review of the municipal code to determine where updates and revisions may be appropriate. We anticipate that over the next several months, a number of these ordinances will be brought before council to address the revisions. The first is Ordinance 998, which is before you, to revise and update provisions concerning administrative and procedural matters set forth in Title II of the Lancaster Municipal Code. Specifically, Chapter 2.04 is revised with respect to the procedures for selecting the vice mayor and filling council vacancies. Chapter 2.08 and 2.24 are revised to clarify the scope of the city manager's and planning commission's duties, respectively, and Chapter 2.44 is amended to add a new subsection B concerning administrative appeal hearings. We recommend the council introduce Ordinance 998 with the following amendment. As to Lancaster Municipal Code Section 2.04.040, vacancies, subdivision C should read, in the event the office of the mayor is declared by the city council to be vacant, the powers and duties of the mayor shall immediately and automatically transfer to and vest in the council member serving as the vice mayor pursuant to section 2.04.020, who shall serve as acting mayor until the next general municipal election. The acting mayor shall appoint a person, subject to the approval of a majority of the city council, who shall serve as a council member until the next general municipal election. The powers and duties of the mayor shall remain vested in the acting mayor until the next general municipal election, at which time the office of mayor will be filled by election. The person elected to the office of mayor shall hold the office for a full term. Thank you.
So this is nothing special. It's all cleanup, correct?
It's purely cleanup and just revising things. There's a number of provisions throughout the municipal code that need just a little clarification, a little revision.
So if we have a vacancy in the mayor's position, that position will be filled at the next general election.
That is correct.
Okay. And the vice mayor takes over his duties, but not the office.
That is correct. He is acting mayor, but he is not mayor. He's just taking on the duties.
It's just specifying it so it cleans it up for the other portions of the
That's,
ordinance.
that's correct. It's clarifying that, and it's in comportment with the charter provisions.
Okay.
Thank you.
I don't have any questions, so do you,
Benita?
Sandra?
No.
With that, then I'll recommend the introduction of ordinance 998.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Let's vote. Motion carries 3-0.
Excuse me, Vice Mayor, can we just clarify that you're voting on it with the amendment as read?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Is that?
So stated for the record, so that would be with the amendment that was read.
That's correct. Thank you.
Just for clarifications, let's just do the whole thing again and do that again. Ken, make your motion with it.
I'll make the motion to approve ordinance number 998 with the adoption of the municipal section 2.04.040 on vacancies, subdivision, and with those changes. Is that
I
clear?
second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second that adopted the amendment. Let's vote. Motion carries 3-0. Okay, we did CA1, CR1. Sunder, you want to talk about the AVTA?
Sure. Thank you, Vice Mayor. Went to the meeting today. We talked a lot about grants that are being proposed for AVTA. Some of the areas that we also talked about for grants were for the electric buses. They had proposals of what they were thinking would be designed, and so that we can vote on it for the future. Some of the scenarios that they had for electric buses were 4 electric buses for the year 2015, possibly 8 for 2016, and 6 for 2017. And that's about it for right now. Oh, one of the exciting things, I'm sorry, that they had said, well, not exciting, but the grants, last year they had about 586 people that applied for the grants, and this year it went up to 797 submissions of grants, so it's definitely gone up a lot, so
Those are the Tigger grants.
yes, yes.
Those are huge. Mr. Mann, District 14, sanitation.
Yeah, I don't have anything of large notification, just the normal monthly expenditures were voted on and approved. We did do one action item, which was to accept a new sanitation district on the north end of the Santa Clarita Valley. And ultimately, that'll help reduce administrative costs for all the sanitation districts in the county.
Are they going to lower everyone's rates?
I'm still working on that one.
Good job. Okay. No action on the Finance Authority, no action on the Power Authority, no action on the Successor Agency. City Manager.
Just one. We've had a lot of things going on that were pretty cool today. One thing for a lot of folks that have lived here a long time, it's genuinely exciting to see what's happening at the fair, and I appreciated what Tim said about making it a place like it used to be where you say, let's meet here, let's meet there, and there's a lot of good things happening at the fair, so Tim and Marvin and everyone, thank you guys, and can't wait to see what the next 5 years are going to bring.
Thank you. City Clerk.
This is the time to address the City Council on non-agendized matters. Please complete a speaker card, which can be found on the back table of the council chambers. Please fill the cards out completely and print as clearly as possible. Individual speakers are limited to 3 minutes each. State law prohibits the City Council from taking action on items not on the agenda, and your matter will be referred to the City Manager. Thank you.
Maria.
Try and get as much in as I can right now. I have to walk all the way here, so. I've lived here my whole life, and I don't think there's anything good going on here, and it's all bad. And trying to go back over some of the things that you just we just talked about, the presentation from Mr. Burgess at the time for the neighborhood watch and all that. There was a lot of problems going on here. A lot of people tried to stop a lot of these things that were going on, which, to give an award for something like that is a good thing because they tried to make things better. Things are not better. Things are just the same, if not worse, here in town. People running rampant. Crime is horrible. We hear sirens 24 hours a day. And Neighborhood Watch was supposed to be everybody looking out and taking care of each other. And what it turned out being was people just spying and watching on people, and so they could get their own way to come in and do whatever it is they wanted to do is what it was. The schools, they're a mess. I mean, there's nothing good about what's going on in any of the schools. They have, after the passage, I guess, of AB 1266 and all that, they got lockdowns at the schools. You can't even go have lunch with the kids. You can't. There's nothing good about the schools. What was the other thing? The last thing. The muni services and stuff like that. Is it muni services, municipal code, whatever? I lost my one house that I just moved home with my grandparents because I got these things from putting a business code or applying for a business license, saying that I owed all this back money, which is one reason. There's a lot of other reasons why I lost my home there. Was given a very small amount of money because of the fact they were bringing in these compliance teams that ended up some real estate thing getting my home for practically nothing. When I was supposed to get a certain amount, you're supposed to get the true value or whatever of it. That didn't happen. I moved into another home, which was having all these problems with, stuff coming through our vents. It, was hurting us. Our electric and gas prices are crazy. I couldn't afford that, among other things that I was going to court for. As soon as the day, or the thing with court is I had put in for I wanted the money back, which was on my behalf, what I wanted out of that court hearing. That didn't happen. It was just I was supposed to move. It's been one thing after the other to get me out of the neighborhood since then. Impounded my vehicle for a parking ticket, which, and now I'm walking everywhere. Had to get out of my home. All my things got put outside, which got stolen, a lot of my things. I need some help with this, but I never get any. I sent a bunch of messages to all of you, well, you and the mayor and some other people, but things I was posting, I guess, wasn't good either. So my phone was stolen as well, because I guess those are the things we can't talk about that's going on with the election and things. Everything that I had posted was monitored and not put on. Then the thing came in saying they read what was on my phone, and that's not good. So that was taken. So now I'm left with no vehicle, no phone.
Thank you, Maria. George Beatty, Sr. George? Jason Zink.
I was watching you guys on TV. The bull riding and everything looks really exciting. So
thank you.
Looks good. I think you guys are doing good things. Basically, I just want to come to you today because I believe that we might be missing a great opportunity with the freeway realignment on Avenue D, the west side of 138, hooking up to Fort Tejon, Centennial City. I think it should be moved to Avenue H8. I think the study, you guys should look at moving it from D to H8 to create more wealth in the community and to create better transportation to the west side of development that's going to happen, in the next 10, 15 years.
Explain that to me.
Right now, the Caltrans is doing a study on Avenue D.
I'm aware of that,
Yeah.
but how would that create more wealth?
Well, because wherever transportation is, that's where real estate is. Location, location, location. And if you put a freeway on the Avenue H8, you got the fairgrounds, then you have the, Jayhawk Stadium. You're right in the center. You create a whole new growth mechanism.
Would we not be taking away the wealth that those people on Avenue D currently have?
No.
If this goes
There's
through?
nothing out there. It's not zoned commercial, not zoned anything. Okay. And plus, Avenue D, you got the sewer ponds there. You got to hold your breath to make it to Roseman. So, I know whoever thought of that should have been thrown in that canal, actually. But also, just on your website, there's no really, you guys talk about net zero, but I don't see anything that says, the goals, and people are visual. Most people are. A lot of people like to read, but visual, you guys need some kind of visual thing for your web link. Also, here's some information about two communities that are taking over their power from Edison. The one is in South San Joaquin Irrigation District, and there was one, Ripton is also, and also a sales tax thing about how the community raised a half-cent sales tax and generated millions of dollars for the community. Also, on the next page, just a minute, I think we should do a park bond for November, give the people the opportunity to say yes or no if they want to be taxed. I think we need to buy the last 20 acres of the prime desert woodlands. I think we need to put a skateboard park in before all these kids get too old to skate. And you think it would also put in sidewalks and bike lanes and stuff throughout the city to make it more desirable. Now this park, the big thing I've been telling you guys for about 6 months is about the water bond issue. I asked for 30 more seconds.
Go ahead.
Steve Knight and them, he's probably a nice guy, family guy and everything like that, but I don't think he's a leader. I don't think he's looking out for his interests. I don't think he's brought home the bacon in all those years he's been a politician. And you can look here, there's all these agencies are getting money. These are line items that go directly to these people. And there's not one of them going to Lancaster, Palmdale, or LA County. There's something wrong. So,
Jason, just to inform you that me and Mr. Mann sit on a committee that the NCTC that the money comes from directly from Knight, and he got us over $200 million for the 138 corridor to go through the freeway. So $200 million in the city of Lancaster itself is going to go to 85. He's also helped us look at $90 million for the corridor from the 5 coming up through the 14. So I appreciate what you're saying, but however,
I know all about Measure R funds.
Okay.
That money's been sitting there for a long time.
They were not designated as Measure R funds originally. They came in as STIP funds, so that's how they were paid, so they can go back to Measure R so we could get the other money to go into it. But thank you for your comments.
How successful you've been in, like, for the homeless and seeing how we get shorthanded. We've always got shorthanded. That's why I've always been an advocate of an Antelope Valley Community Service District, so we have a regional government and we can start becoming our own county. Because every day we're getting ripped off, just like the elections. My sister, she lives on 20th and J East, okay? Because LA County runs it, she has to go to the precinct at Sky Tower Park, which is 2 miles away, instead of going right down the street to the fire station to vote. So here she could have walked to the precinct, but because LA County runs it and they don't understand Lancaster, she had to drive. So that lets you know that.
Jason,
Also,
I appreciate your comments. You're way over.
I know.
So I appreciate your comments.
There's a hydroelectric.
I got to go. You
I
got to
understand.
go.
This is important, though.
Jason, really. David Paul.
Okay.
Thank you. I always appreciate your comments.
All right. But I'm just 5 minutes in, and you guys won't see me a couple of months, okay?
No, I can't. David.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
In Australia, they use sewer water to create energy from hydropower. There's a commission in Tennessee that's going to happen, so hopefully you can do it.
Jason, thank you. David. I always save you for last. I need something positive.
Vice Mayor and Council, good evening. Yeah, that was the first thing I wanted to do is just say thank you. And I'll get into it a little bit. First, for Gary Burgess, that's a wonderful thing to honor that great man. And I state again how much I loved him. I also love my city, and I'm so appreciative, all the great things I heard tonight about what we're doing. Yesterday, I had the pleasure of spending some time with Mr. Mann at their Memorial Day service and our city manager. And I wondered going into that event how I was going to feel, because first was the revelations of the Veterans Administration, and then the story by Dennis Anderson about the bodies of the unclaimed veterans piling up at the morgue like cordwood. And it's very discouraging because we don't always keep our promises, but I got to thinking about that. And, we can't count on bureaucracy all the time to do the right thing, but events like the Memorial Day coming together to celebrate, we're taking care of each other in that sense. It's not about government to take care of us. It's about us taking care of each other. And when the city government does that, it's just so reassuring. You never disappoint me. Bureaucracy disappoints me constantly. This city never disappoints me. And the vitality and the commitment that goes into running this city, not only from the council but the staff. What an amazing group of people. I'm taking this class on creating leadership through emotional intelligence, and I just wanted to comment on that. The realization came to me, they talk about management studies, and a lot of managers don't have the right attitudes, this emotional intelligence core. They do more harm than good, so when they lay half of them off, profits go up and productivity goes up. But our city staff here is just phenomenal. Mr. Bosigian and Jason Cottle, our deputy mayor, city manager, they're just so emotionally in tune to what we need in creating that community. What was that community coming together? I love that. That's the only thing that heals us. This kind of stuff helps us get over the failings of bureaucracy. It helps us stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is where we find renewal. That's why I come here, to be renewed. And you never let me down, and I appreciate it. And all of you, what a fantastic job. I love living in this city. Thank you.
David, thank you for what you do to the community also. Thank you.
David, you might reach out and take a few people with you to that training class.
That was good.
Council comments?
That was my comment.
I think just adding on to Mr. Burgess, as you were saying, Mr. Paul, he was a great example of what our community is about, is being proactive in a positive way to make a difference in our community. And that's truly what our city is about, is if we see something that needs to be fixed, we fix it as a community. And so, again, in his honor, I think that all of us as residents of the City of Lancaster should continue that.
Thank you. Okay. Mark, would you like to do the adjournment for Joseph Kaler?
The meeting tonight is being adjourned in memory of Joe Kaler, who fought a courageous battle against cancer. Joe was born in Lancaster, attended Sacred Heart and Paraclete High School, played football and baseball, and had a true love of sports. He wrote a book entitled Out on My Own, Now What? His book won a Family Choice Award, and he spoke at high schools and colleges across the country, helping young people as they went out of their own. We gave our own children that book, and it was wonderful. He will always be remembered for his kindness, generosity, sense of humor, positive attitude, helping others, teaching and coaching kids. He was loved by so many people, and he is truly one of a kind. He will be sorely missed. Thank you.
Thank you. And we're going to adjourn this meeting until Tuesday, June 10th at 4 p.m. We're going to have a special meeting at 4 p.m. on June 10th, so mark your calendars, and we stand adjourned.